Hertha Berlin are well known in Germany for their plethora of historic wins. However, in recent years, the team has struggled and they have been relegated to the second division. And that 100% needs fixing. So today, it's going to be a straightforward rebuild. For once. This includes winning the UCL, winning the Bundesliga, and doing that with 2 players with us the whole way. This is the team we're going to inherit. And I've got to say, there's an attacking midfielder in left back. There's centre backs in midfield. We're going to have to swap this around, as this looks like a lot better team. Oh, actually, there's one more change. I might try Maolida at the right-hand side. Players that look promising to me is Reese, who's 25-year-old, 74 rated, and Karbaunik. If I want to take 2 forward, it would probably be them. However, I've got a feeling... Oh, I thought Karbaunik was on loan from Brighton. I am actually wrong. We've even got players that are good out on loan. We've got a 19-year-old there, Kanga, who's decent, and Sedar. And I am absolutely stunned to find out that Jojo Kenny is here. I had no idea. And to see how young our squad is. Look at Bennacer. He's 17-year-old and 65 rated. Mazza is literally 4 behind him, same age. Etchner was on my bench, and I think for everyone under 20-year-old, they are all getting loan listed. Must be a brilliant youth academy at this club, right? Wrong. That is an absolutely horrendous intake. We've got those players who'll get out on loan, and we can, of course, spend money. We're free to do so, as long as we keep 2 players in the squad. We've got 18 million to go around it. Love it. Love it. And I think the signings we've got to make is a central midfielder, and I'd probably want a keeper. So the first player we bring in, it's not actually any of those 2 positions. The 2 after it are, as I believe Heidenheim are a top division club, and we've stole Kevin Sessa off them. A very youthful and good signing, that one. Only 22 years old, as this next one is a little bit older, but he's a first teamer. And he's the goalkeeper in Finn Darman. Welcome from Augsburg for almost 5 million. That is a lot of money for someone who just keeps the balls out the back of the net, and he's only 2 ratings higher than the last one, as the final signing will be a friend for him. As welcome to the club as well for almost 5 million again. 21-year-old Tim Braithaupt for, what, 70 rated? CDM? I think that's glorious. I do want to see his stats, though. I don't know if he's better... Oh, he's not very fast. I was going to say maybe he could be a central defender, but for now, we will trust him to play in the midfield. I think the signings are enough and brilliant. As for the youngsters, I think we've got every single one out on loan. And I tell you what, that is the future of Berlin you're staring at. And let's not beat around the bush as well. First game of the season is Kaiserslautern. We went for the gegenpressing approach as well. We've got our tactics and they have a solid team, but we must be getting promoted. I believe it's the only way we go about this season. As first game, that is showing a promotion side. 4-0, Dardai, who I thought was out on loan but isn't, and we are winning the first game. And we have got to midway through the season. Looking at the results, I don't see many L's apart from Schalke. That could be a good sign. A skip to the side and we are second behind the team that's the only team, or not the only team, to beat us. We've lost 2 games, but it is positions I'm happy with, and I hope the squad are happy also. Could kind of understand if they aren't, as skipping into this. Oh, there is some unhappy faces. Mao leader. Finally, we'll speak to a player. Mao, what is wrong? He says this team should be winning the league and he should be playing week in, week out. Now, I'm going to disagree with you there, mate. I think you are behind Sessa, who's grown stupendously as he's come to the club. As we know, our best side is the left-hand side. Do we have any more money to maybe get a striker? You know, I won't be pronouncing our striker's name, as we have 5 million. It's enough for maybe 1 player, but I also want to check the players out on loan. Is it worth calling any of them back? Right, rating-wise, come on. Can just skip to the youngest. Look at Ben's Dardai. Now, I think he's got a brother at the club. Just a namesake, but the best player out on loan is Linus Getcher. He will be promoted back in due time, or maybe we'll let him see out his loan. We are second in the league after all. Pascal Clements must be carrying Posh to glory as well at Peterborough, and he must be one of the highest rated in League One. It's got me intrigued as well, because I am a big fan of the EFL. Oh, Oh, he's stuck in 10th in England. Feel sorry for that man. He must be carrying a team, as we're going to, of course, try and get a team carrier for us. A man for the future, in fact, to carry us in the Bundesliga. Santiago Castro. If we look at the guy's stats, well, we don't see his stats, but he's 71 overall, 19 years of age. A certain Sergio Aguero comes to mind when I see this guy. He can also play on the wing. Or to be fair, he's a bit more like Alvarez. Same kind of haircut. But enough about trims. We need to go and get to the top division. As the mighty Alvarez looky likey took us to top spot, he has, and that is Hertha Berlin winning the division. This has started rather easily, I can't lie. 69 points is what we win it on, 9 draws and 5 defeats. And still we just walk to the title. A glorious occasion. Look at the ratings as well. Darman's gone up. Reese, think he's made himself one of them players that stays, and we build the team around him. John Joe Kenny's a bit older than I thought he was. We've got Dardai in the defense. How many Dardais have we got? We've got 3. I thought I was going crazy at one point. I honestly did. But there is 3 Dardai. They're all pretty decent as well, as our best player still to come back, Swat Sedar, and our best player out on loan, Getcha. Actually, Dardai as well. I keep saying that name, but they are both at Ingolstadt, so in future I want to loan players there. Top scorer is the striker we had to start off with, Florian, I'll call him. Neidelichner is what I'm going to try and say, because I won't be trying that again. He will probably be one of the many players leaving. The playoffs Schalke fall into, so we've actually avoided that. And of course, we're not anywhere near the Bundesliga 2 relegation places, because we're going to the actual Bundesliga. So into the top division, and we've immediately made the right replacements. Serdar and Getchner jump straight into this squad, and I can't believe it. He says it can be a left back, but he's right-footed. He won't be playing left back anyway, and the rest of the lone bloods have arrived back. The likes of Mazza, Clemens, Dardai as well, but I also think they could maybe use another loan. It is pushing it, I know, as 37 million is an amazing fee to have in this top division for a just a recent promotion. And I'm going to speak to Dardai, the Dardai that actually needs a loan deal. I'm going to say, are you okay with another loan deal, mate? I want you to be a main player, but you won't fit in the team just now. And he's kind of furious because he is the highest rated attacking midfielder in the squad. Well, Dardai, you are higher rated than Dudziak, but at the moment, I want to sign an attacking midfielder. And academy-wise as well this season, we've got Arthur Frederick before we make our first signing. He looks alright because he's only 15-year-old. He's got a long way to come through the ranks. As here is the man, the signing of the hour. I thought Alvarez is a little bit lonely. He needs an Argentine friend. So welcome with an in-game face, Ezequiel Zerbalos from Atalanta, and I've spent a lot of money on this man. That's because he's genuinely fantastic. Amazing. 22-year-old, 75 rated. I did want to play him in attacking midfield, as we've got the lone boys out as well. Clemens really enjoying his time over in England, and Dardai to Ingolstadt to get the Ingolstadt charm. And here is the next player. We've signed one of my favourites on this channel. Honestly, if you don't know how much I love this midfielder, it's a lot. The final man through the Hertha Berlin door is... oh, that is a very snazzy kit as well. Didn't even realise how nice it was. Sander Berge or Berge, whatever you want to call him. Can't say the name, but love the player. An excellent midfielder, which you won't see in that team in front of us, because we're viewing Bochum's side. It's decent. Wowdo up front, and it is our first game in the top division. If we want to survive, we've got to be beating Bochum. And I am sorry. VFL Bochum playing like a VFL Pro Clubs team. It's very embarrassing. Castro at the double, as we're hoping for trouble from him this year. And for a team that has to win the league, it's tricky season number 2. Sitting 14th. We're 4 points away from that relegation playoff game, which might be exciting for the neutral, but for our very unhappy team, it isn't motivating. Look at this. I'm going to have to ask Sander Berg, who's my favourite player, what is going on. He says, Bosch, you've loaned out some of the best youth players in the club. They should be back here helping us. We're walking into a relegation fight, and it's not good enough. So I'm guessing the growth in the academy has been decent. Just look at them unhappy faces. Please tell me that they're doing well. Clemens is 74 rated. Mazza is 75, but Dardai. Dardai is 79 rated at 18 years old. We need to get him back. He made one appearance for us in the Pokal. He's been dreadful. Recall him. He's in the 3rd division. I probably need to apologize for loaning him out and arguing with him about the loan deal. He's going to come straight in. Zabayos just trained to be an attacking midfielder. He's getting shoved out on that wing again. And that, come the end of the season, is not a good sign. Those 2 games means trouble for Hertha. It's the way they were relegated. It was through the relegation playoffs, which is going to be nerve-wracking. A 16th place finish. It's a good job I can't get sacked in this, because honestly, I would be long gone. 180 rated player, and Reese being the top scorer. I mean, Castro was outscored by Takabovic. I don't know how you say that. Santiago might need a loan deal of himself next year, I'm thinking, because he is 20-year-old and he's not growing well. Depends which division we're in, as at the moment I believe Heidenheim will be the team that we face if that season's finished. And it will be wing play versus gegenpressing, and their team, I mean, Ben Godfrey in the defense. That is an unusual signing, as we're unhappy. We want to stay in this division. And I don't like the fact it's a draw. Our position in the top league rides on 1 game, and I'm not happy with Castro. He should have done a lot better to try and help us out, as a penalty shootout separates us in our favour from going down to that division. I mean, lads, we have got to be better next season. That is an escape. But then again, we've survived, and we must keep Ben Dardai happy. I don't think being in a relegation playoff place would keep him happy again. I mean, did he score goals? He did. He scored 5 and 2 in half a season. That is the type of player we need, along with a lot more firepower. And let's see this team for this season. I mean, we have to play better. Mazza and Clements have grown magnificently. Both find themselves on the bench, but Castro, lad, you might find yourself on the bench if we have enough for a striker. Kanga's gone, and we will welcome one to the club with open arms. Really poor, damp squib of a first season, as we have 38 million to spend, and that was a horrific voice crack. But I am ready to spend that nonetheless. I just want that man up top. I cannot stress it enough. And I know he's not the best, but I just want a bit of experience. Castro will come through at one point, and experience is what this man has in a physio room, I guess. But also on the field as well. It is number 9. Anthony Martial. He came from England. The song will have to change. He's been moving around a little bit. Nottingham Forest was the club he's at, but now he belongs to Hertha. Anthony, your role here is to train up Castro and to try and revive your career as well. He says that's fine by him as long as he is the starter for season number 1. And that, of course, will be the case. Welcome, Anthony. Welcome. It will be the only signing, I believe, for a very quick season right here. We didn't get many improvements in the team because we were down there. If we can get a good start, maybe we get more improvements. And last year we finished 3rd bottom. This year, we are 4th. Hertha with the absolute climb of the league, but you can see who's just below us. It is Union, the battle of the Berlins, as we are not in the quarterfinals, unfortunately. We're already knocked out of the cup to Cologne. Shame is that, as I want to see how Martial did. He's definitely marshalling the players forward because the ratings are increasing. We've got a lot of 80 raters in the team now. Love it. Also, would love if Castro got some goals up, because it must not be good for his confidence getting replaced, even though he's mentored, as it's 8 goals for Anthony, but 10 for Ben. Dardai's amazing. Same with Martin Dardai in our defense. He's doing well. Where's Castro? He's got 1 goal. It should drill into his brain now. Hopefully it does anyway. As 4th is amazing. I would take any type of Europe, obviously. As of course, we've already done our yearly intake of players, but Arthur Frederick, it's time for a loan deal, my friend. Never too late to get a player out on loan. We've gone from having a really young squad to no really young guns, so get him out on loan, and you never know. It's not too late to grow, and it's not too early to get into Europe. A very good season so far, but a very bad ending month. We lost in the derby, and we lost our place. We lost our momentum. We lost our cool. We have fallen all the way down, and the rivals actually finished 2nd, so we thought we was getting the last laugh. Obviously not. Really not good. I want to see scorers. I want to see ratings. 84 is Ben Dardai still. He has to carry as 18 goals for Martial. He's done well for us, and he's probably the only reason we're away from the relegation playoffs again, because Castro is, without a doubt, the biggest flop I've ever seen in career mode. And what we've had to do is shut the academy down for this next season so we get more money. 50 million will do me nicely, but it is player-wise we need to improve. Goal scoring didn't seem a problem with Martial, and although I've called him the biggest flop, I'm not going to rush too much to replace Castro. Instead, maybe the defense. John Joe Kenny is, of course, English. He probably needs to go back to England, and we need to get a confident right back in. Apart from that, ratings looked good, as we've got a meeting with Martial. Boss, thank you for playing me so much in my first season. It would mean the world to play that much this year. Admirable from the man, and we're not going to be looking to replace him. We're going to be looking at the defense. Tony with no reason to worry. Furthermore, well, this actually might cause worries, because he will have to carry the team as Castro is sold. This is part of a long-term plan. Short-term aim, get him out the club, and he's really money lost. He should have sold for a lot more, but it adds money. We have a right back on the way, and I'm thinking next season use more money, or in January, to sign a big player. That, of course, alluding to a striker, as here is the right back from Bosnia and Herzegovina, but actually from Liverpool. We've gone ahead and signed Amar Dedic from the Red Men, going from red to blue. Love it. Replacing another ex-blue in John Joe Kenny. Honestly, I wish Everton would bid for him. He's got no place here, as he does have a suspension, which is weird. Same with Carbonic. And that leaves 19 million for, I'm thinking, January, or if we sell players right now, right here. And as we search for our next signing, we haven't got much money, but we've trained Clemens in a week to a centre-half, and he's actually better than Dardai, so he's going to go straight ahead of him in the team, alongside Getchner, who now can play on the left. We haven't even had to sign a centre-back, and we can in turn sell Dardai, and he will be going to Leipzig, a rival, but I think it's good money. And here is the man who is going to replace him. Not a centre-half, of course, a striker. He starts at Bayern Munich, and he's got experience in Germany. Welcome to the club, Joshua Zirkzee. Of course, keeping the promise to Martial, but this man will sit on the bench very close to Anthony. Look at them stats. Not going to go 4-4-2 just yet. Just straight into the first game with the striker on the bench. And I've got a feeling if we win this game convincingly, we're not going to do well, because that's how it's gone in the league, hasn't it? So a 3-1, okay, that's a little bit better, I would say, because of mind games. Takes the edge off us a little bit, not giving us high expectations to live to throughout this season. And I don't know what else to do. I don't, because we're 10th in the table, still not having that season that we really need to build on. Apart from the first year, none of them's been really successful. We've been down there bottom half, and the team is improving. If you tell me this isn't a team that can play well, we've got an 85, an 83 Martial now, and we should be grabbing a Conference League spot. Martial is still going up in ratings, by the way. Fascinating stuff. We've also, of course, got Dardai. Let's zoom in on him. Brilliant player. Is he contributing as much? Yes, he is. He's got 9 goals and 4 assists, so the 20-year-old is doing very, very well at the club. You can see he's even above the striker. His stats are phenomenal. Might lose him soon to a Dortmund if we don't start winning. As you can see at the end of the season, we finish in 6th, which should be Europe. The end of the season amongst us, and I think that's improved. And I said we were doing badly. It is better. 56 points as in the cup. We lost in the semi-finals to Bayern Munich. I mean, it's a bit positive. Somehow we've got to find a way past them as the team. Zirkzee is now in the team. Sorry, Martial, you've had your season. 87 shooting, Zirkzee. And the rest of the team, everyone is over 80 rated. We've hit the milestone. The fun should go up as rating-wise, you can see. It is Dardai, best on all stats. 17 goals. Zirkzee actually did well with 15. Think we found our striker and our support player for him. So can we try and use this hopefully in Europe. A great season as we are in Europe. Europa League, not even conference. I thought it would be conference. As money-wise, look at that. I love Germany. Pretzels stolen and 75 million euros. Absolutely love it. And I'm too obsessed with food as the team is brilliant. Goalkeeper is probably the next position we replace. Darman is not an original, so we can take him out, and I think that would do the team good. As you can see, Serdar, maybe a midfielder. Serdar probably has to go. He ditched us, of course, when we were in Bundesliga 2. So what I'm going to do right here is I'm going to go ahead and put him on the transfer list. There he is leaving. Bye-bye, Serdar. Walking him to the door. He will be joined by the goalkeeper very, very soon. And he ended up choosing Stuttgart. As here's the keeper we're going to replace the two players with. You might recognize him. Welcome, Lucas Chevalier. I hope I've said that right. And we have signed another player. This is the midfielder who we've used before in career mode a lot. If you haven't seen the second channel, more MWS, we coached this man, Alexis McAllister, back in blue and white like he was at Brighton. And he's come from Atletico Madrid. Seriously, if you haven't seen the Liverpool career mode, go ahead and watch that one. It's very exciting as he completes the team for the first game of the season, which is Dortmund. A very, very tough game. And our squad's quite decent as well. I mean, we've got a capable defense to try and put up a fight for Champions League. But we start with a goal from Mazza, but ultimately a loss. Not very massive. As the Europa League, we have Benfica, Basel, and Apoel. But come halfway through, it's the preliminary round, and Porto's a difficult team as we finish second to another Portuguese team. Checking the Bundesliga, though, and look at that position. I want to throw up. It is terrible. Terrible from Hertha. 10th in the league, and the rivals are 3rd. Not good enough, especially with some of the ratings in the team. Not only is Martial ahead of Xerxes in goals, he's got 86 overall and Dade 88. Gonna speak to Xerxes, actually. I'm gonna say if you don't score over 15 goals, I am going to sell you, because if we go to the stats right here, you can see McAllister is top scorer and Xerxes only has 5, so he's only going to score 10, which should be easy for him. It is shambolic, so if he doesn't get the goals, like I said, he's off. Wait a minute. Look at this. December, January, whatever month it is, I can't even tell. Look, we've only lost one game that I can see. It's unbeaten. And there's the loss. It's Leverkusen. That's since, of course, Dortmund, which we lost. And you can see we're in a semi-final right there. It's Fenerbahce as we beat Chelsea 4-0 on aggregate. I wonder if Xerxes hit his goal tally as he's in the team. 87 rated. We should be winning this game. I hope Chevalier would go up the keeper as it's only a draw. Don't slip up, please. But the second leg, we do win, so we will be in that final. Very close. Europa League final against Arsenal, but we're definitely going straight to the cups. We're not in the Pokal final, unfortunately, as in the league, it's second. We didn't win the league, but it's still quite decent. 10 defeats, 2 draws, turn defeats into wins, and we'll be challenging as it's a year above the rivals, I suppose. Xerxes' rating is up there. Dardai's still higher as Xerxes' goal tally, 11. He only got, 6 more goals? It's not good enough, is it? He's going to have to be sold, as here we are for the Europa League final, though. He will be playing this against Arsenal. This time, penalties doesn't go in our favour. We lose 4-3 to the Gunners. Hakimi scores his. Reece and Martial missing. We're out, as into the next season. We'll just forget about that. Move on straight away. Champions League football. Don't dwell on your laurels. Xerxes is off on the transfer list, of course. And we're going to try and cheat the system. We're going to give him a release clause, which is very high. If someone pays that, I will be very glad. As money before selling him, we have 80 million. That is euros, of course. And please, just someone bid for the talisman. As, oh my days. Right, we've got rid of him. Can we see the money that we've got? I need to find a way to show you. There we go. He's gone to Chelsea. Todd Bowley likes to spend the money, but 254.9 million euros. He scored 11 goals last season in the Bundesliga, and I can't believe it's happened. Martial's in the team, but sorry, mate, you are going. You're not staying there. As I'm going to be smart with the money, I'm going to invest it in 2 players. First one is a midfielder, the Albanian Asilani from Inter. Very promising. But the second one, we've never signed him on career mode before, and this is the first time for everything. Here he is, replacing Xerxes, and he was cheaper. Welcome to the club, our new number 10. I can't believe it's coming out of my mouth, but Kylian Mbappe joins Hertha Berlin. Unbelievable. You can see 220. I wasn't lying about the price tag. He's in the team along, should I say, with Asllani. What a team we have right now. I'm not going to be speaking to Mbappe as well. Just going to let him do his business as we have Hoffenheim. If we don't win this, which we do, a screen would have been broken. Of course, Mbappe as well with a debut goal. Willie the team killer, as that was a very bad joker. You can see right there, Porto and Chelsea were beating the Europa League last year, and Shakhtar joins. Welcome, and I am hoping that along with teams we've played before, we can beat them. And I don't believe it. In the league, we're not even top with Mbappe. Look at that. It's close and we're above the rivals as we're still in the quarterfinals, but Leverkusen are such a good team. As Champions League, we did get through. Another blue and white team was Napoli as we topped the group. Brilliant. Don't know what more we can do with the team so far, apart from get an extra 2 points. Getster and Carabao looking very decent. Of course, we've kept originals. Got 4 originals, in fact, and you can see a 90 rated Dardai. It's absolutely brilliant. Loyalty to the lads, as here's Napoli, the first leg. A very decent team that stuck together. You've got to sign an Mbappe to keep on progressing in football as we win. Still a second leg to go, though, and I'm very happy with how the first one went. Replace the suspended centre-back, and there we go, 3-1. Easy. Easy. Left-hand side, produce the goods as we meet Chelsea for the 3rd time. I can't believe we're always playing the Blues. We always get the better of them somehow, and there we go. We lose. I don't know why I'm celebrating, because I genuinely thought that was us. You can celebrate too early, of course. Of course, VAR's always making celebrations too early. The team isn't as good as I thought it would be as well. They do have Xerxes, and we need to win. That time it's us. That time I've not got it wrong. 6-1. Aggregate scoreline doing us very well. There's a couple of goals in there for Dardai, McAllister, Mbappe, and mighty Hertha Berlin as we face Dortmund next to our below us in the Bundesliga, of course, as I've got no idea what to expect. Oh, dear. Using Bundesliga experience against us. Don't believe it. We've still got a second leg, though, and we've come back before. We come back again. 6-4 in aggregate, and Hertha will make that final. No doubt about it. It is the Triple M threat. McAllister, Mbappe, Mazza, one of the youth players, taking us all the way. We will be going to the final and facing Barcelona, which is an interesting tie. I really do like the look of that. As will this be the final game, of course, of this episode? We want to check the Bundesliga. It will be the final game, because we've won the league 4 points over Leipzig. That is another trophy. We haven't won many of those, as the Pokal won't be joining it as well. We did eventually lose to Leverkusen, expected so. We never can beat them, as we've got the players for this final. Look at the ratings. Mazza could impress. I mean, Martial as well, but his rating's gone down. We've got a 90 rated Dardai. I keep saying it. 94 in front of him. Can we win the whole thing? As here we go, cleaning the goalpost just to make him a bit more gleamy so he can hit a shot off the ball with Mbappe and score. As the final actually might be a psychological effect. I'm pretty sure that was the Bernabeu that I saw in the background. Barcelona won't be able to play at the team that they hate stadium, but of course, it is still in Spain. I can't even speak. I'm so nervous as the ball. Oh, it's interesting. That as you mean to go on, I suppose. As Ceballos reaches Kylian Mbappe. Could we get an early start right here? A man who's rumoured to go to Madrid. Back to Dardai, the main player for us. And there we go. It is a goal straight away from Dardai. No need for nerves. It's a brilliant... Well, I couldn't wish for any better player to score it. Mbappe's good. He created it. Dardai's been here all the time. It cuts inside. And it's a monster of a finish. Just past Winter. Literally by a pass. 1-0 already in this final. And Fratesi, there's a long way to go here. Tell cuts it past Bakayoko. Get a block in. Good one, but it did look like a hand. Is this a handball or a foul? It hits the knuckles of Clemens. It is a penalty. Right, this is going to be exciting. It's Tell against Chevalier. Instant response from them. This game is not going to be an easy one. It is not a very good start to a Champions League final. Not a boring one. No Spurs versus Liverpool game as Ceballos running at the defense. He's going to cut back. Dardai, same goal as before. Mbappe made space for himself. It's end to end as Tell tries to get past Clemens. We've got in there for Tessie. Still stronger. Don't like that, lads. We've got to be better as Mbappe this is a chance for him to run. Just before halftime, you know. He's done good at creating. Maybe with a pirouette inside, he could try it himself. And what a goal from the world's best player, Kylian Mbappe. That is the goal that we needed. Our number 10 celebrates with Reese. The money celebration, it's what's dragged him to Hertha. And that drag back is what's put the ball in the back of the net. Brilliant skill, brilliant finish. 2-1. At half-time. Brilliant finish. As let's keep going, though, boys. Here's Tell. Pass around to Garnacho. We need to be better than this. Can't let shots like that happen. Garnacho almost with a reply against us. We need this second half to just breeze by. No more of them shots. As we do want to be winning the ball far up the field. Dardai's done it. And he's going to give it to Reese right here. One of the originals who didn't take a loan deal out. And... maybe he should have gone out. Terrible ball as McAllister, though, is going to get the ball back, is Reese. He's got the run of Karbaunik in front. Use Mbappe as a decoy to Ceballos. What a finish. That should be game done and dusted. The guy with an in-game face. The Argentine who's actually performed well here. It was a brilliant ball over the top to him. And he comes up when it matters. The brilliant decoy of Mbappe used. And it is... the first time volley. The camera doesn't want to show it for some reason. Don't have a clue how that's been done as we're finally towards the end of the game. It is Tell here. Ball into Bakayoko. Just straight into the back of the net. Going to be an nervy ending. As soon as he puts the ball back on the centre spot, hopefully the whistle does go anyway. And it does. Hertha Berlin are champions not only of Germany in one season, but they have done the double. Thanks to one man in particular. The Champions League will come to Germany. Thank you, Kylian Mbappe. Can't believe it. He has done so brilliant for us. As Clemens has been the worst player, but he's going to lift the trophy. He is the captain of the club, of course. And, I mean, he's had to change position, and there is the trophy. What a magnificent occasion for him anyway. Don't dwell on one game. He's been brilliant through the campaign. As thank you guys for watching. Of course, comment down below the teams you want to see next. Of course, there's a series going on more MWS. Everything exciting happening right here. As thank you guys for watching.